You've probably heard of this buzzword that's constantly thrown around all the time in the underground music community. Anytime some noob gets their hands on FL Studio, the first thing that they learn about is the beloved vocal preset. Whether you're getting them from scrolling on Reddit for completely free or you're dropping 50 bucks to buy one from this guy, you can bet that regardless of the way that you get it, there's probably a 75% chance that when you drag it on, it's not gonna fit your vocals. Instead, it may sound something like this.
Nobody, I don't need nobody, baby. Now I give away my drink.
In the case that you're brand new to FL Studio, or if you just don't have experience mixing, how can you expect to know that the reason behind this issue is clearly a defibrillator compressitator because of the phasing velocity of the exponential synthesis applied to the vocal frequency? No, of course you're not gonna know what the fuck the issue is, so you'll have no clue how to fix it, which means that if you bought it like an idiot, your money is just down the drain, and this guy over here is living lavish in his fucking like probably 3K per month rented house. So if you like free things, just watch this entire video because I will be explaining to you everything that goes into a vocal preset, why it's all used, and how to make one that sounds good. And by the way, step 4 is the very last step and it's the most important one. Without it, none of anything that you apply in this video will even matter, so make sure that you watch to the end if all of that step close. As step 1 is just record your vocals out. If you're this clueless to the point that step 1 isn't already done, it's okay. Just email me here and I'll show you how you can get set up with FL Studio and I'll explain how it all works. Now please make sure that you have money. I'm not trying to sell out, but like my time is valuable, so please, if you're gonna email me, make sure you have money. I'm not helping you if you don't have Cash App, Venmo, or can pay through a card. If you can't afford my help personally, then just go on YouTube and look up my recording tutorials or something. Step 2, volumes and playlist arrangement. So you need to make sure that your volume fits the beat and everything is aligned with the beat. If it's not, hold Alt and drag on the vocals until they're good. Now by the way, I recommend only messing with volumes with this, not this, because otherwise you may accidentally forget to do this on a vocal and your song would just be ass. You may not really know if your vocals are delayed or not, but you kind of just have to get an ear for it. Maybe just ask a friend or something. I don't know. Step 3, effect. In this step, I will be sharing with you all of the effects that you need to study, research, and learn. I'll explain how they work, but I won't be showing you how to use them. I have an online education company that teaches you how to use them, why we use them, and I even hold your hand one-on-one and teach you step by step how to use all of these effects that I'm showing you. There's a video on my website that walks you through all of this. It explains everything. You can go in the description and click the link. The page may say how to create your own vocal preset or something like that, so just watch on my website and pay attention to that video if you're super serious about your music. So anyway, if you aren't interested in that, that's fine. Anyway, the first effect that I'm going to cover in this video is auto-tune. Imagine you have a piano. There is black and white keys. I would hope that you fucking know that. Let's say you play a song and for whatever reason, someone decided that only the white keys should be used. Now, for music nerds, this is considered C major. Yeah, I know someone's gonna fucking clown me in the comment. There you go, it's C major. You're playing the song and all of a sudden you tap a black. You wanna know what you're gonna hear? It's going to sound fucking terrible. Our ears just detect this after being so smart after like 300 years or something, because we are just humans and we're smart. So now what happens if the beat that you're using is all in notes of the white key and your vocals sing a black key? It's the same thing. It's a big no-no. It's a fucking terrible idea. So this is what brings us into the concept of a key and a scale and auto-tune. For the sake of simplicity, I'll go through this fast. So we have major and minor. Those are the different scales, and we have a bunch of different keys that you can see on the piano. Your beat is going to be in major or minor, and it's also going to be in a key. Your auto-tune needs to match what that is set to. So whatever the key and scale of your beat is, that's what your auto-tune needs to be set to. Now, auto-tune, literally all of them are going to have this option to set a key and a scale, unless you're using something like TrapTune, then you are just fucking too far gone. Just click off the video. Just so you understand, just for the sake of clarity, so I don't send you home with some trash advice, if you were in a different key or scale, there might be a lot of white keys, but some black keys. It's not that the white keys don't go with the black keys, it's just that the example that I gave was all of the white keys combined. That is the C major scale. So for that scale and key in specific, if that's what your beat was, if your beat was C major, then all of the white keys would be the ones that are good and any of the black keys would be bad. But if you had something like C sharp major, then it would be completely different. Some of the white keys would be fine, some of the black keys would be fine. It just depends on the key and scale that you're in. Next, equalization. Every sound is based off of thousands of different frequencies. Like when I talk, my vocal cords are vibrating together to create vibrations, which are sound waves. And each of these sound waves vibrates at a different rate per second, which is what a frequency is. The faster the vibration, the higher the frequency. Now when I talk squeaky or a woman is talking, the frequencies in the sound will naturally just be higher. Now it's not as simple as that there's just one frequency that'll be higher or lower. Our vocals have tens of thousands of frequencies, but there will be some major ones that shift around. Now over time, since we're smart humans that have been living for like 300 years or something, we will have come to find out that there's some frequency that sounds super bad in our vocal. And we have also detected over time that some areas of the frequency range that I just talked about, so like the 1 to 20k range, have a distinct sound. So for example, I'll actually put a graph on screen, but the nasaliness in your vocals can be For example, the nasaliness in your vocals can be manipulated because it's typically always in the same spot of the frequency range, which means with an EQ, I can turn up my nasaliness or I can turn my nasaliness down. It's the same thing with all of those other things in the graph I showed. With an understanding of frequencies, you should be able to understand what an EQ does just by looking at it. Now, this is only the graphical EQs. If you add like the parametric EQ1, you're not going to have as much luck with this because it's not a graphical EQ. So just to clear up like any confusion, make sure you use that EQ2 if you're using FL Studio. Now, if you still don't understand what I'm talking about and it's still confusing, just save yourself the headache, save yourself the time, and join my online school. First link in the description. Third effect, compression. Compression is like if we sing louder, our vocals will clearly get louder, but if we are in a car or something, you don't really find yourself turning the volume up and down, up and down, up and down, correct? So how do we achieve this, or how do these people achieve this that you listen to music from, so that we're not making our listeners go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down in volume? We use compression. There's this keyword to compression, which is threshold. Now, there's a ton of other knobs, but I'm not going to cover any of them because they can be pretty confusing, and this is a tutorial for people who don't want to be confused. Anytime you sing above this threshold, it fires the compressor on, and whatever the ratio is set to, that is how much it will compression. I'm just going to put a screenshot on screen explaining what ratio is, because the fourth effect is de-essing. Think of de-essing as literally an EQ that has a threshold like compression. That is literally it. You set the de-esser to the range of frequencies where you hear your S's, and the reason this plugin is even a thing is because S's tend to be super harsh compared to other frequencies such as like or something like that. Like that frequency isn't very harsh, but pretty harsh. So find the range where your S's are with an EQ like this, and then set the de-esser to that range of frequency. And then the threshold, like I said, whenever your S's get too harsh, then that means that it's going to kick your S's down. Now, don't go too heavy on this because it can hurt your vocals rather than help them, because you don't want to just get rid of S's, you just want to tame them a little bit. Fifth effect is saturate. Saturation is this. Just get this plugin, do this, and do this. The sixth effect is a combination of effects: reverb, delay, flanger, flanges, and convolver. Now, I'm gonna let you play with these all on your own and figure them out for yourself. This is what makes your vocals unique. All you need to know and take away from this video is that this button right here is how you turn down the effect volume. For literally almost all of these, you never want the volume at max on the effect. It'll just get too muddy. And this goes for all of these effects that I'll even put a list on screen just to help you out. Step 4, save it. So what you want to do is go into FL Studio, right click this, and then just click this button and save it where you want it. Thanks for watching, bro. Bye.